Hey everyone, Sierra here again, and I've decided to do another video because I kind of like talking and I'm really passionate about what we gotta study this week. And I'll admit, like at the first part of the week I was like, I can't, I can't do this. Like it was just a lot of information and I was like, oh, all this pointless information about what we can and cannot eat or I really didn't think was very applicable to my life, but I think really doing like these choice assignments, I really was like, yes, this is so awesome. What I'm learning is really, really cool. And so I did choice one, which was about the clean and unclean foods. And I decided to kind of do that topic because I'm like really passionate about like eating whole foods and clean eating. And I worked for the Anasazi Foundation for a while, so I got to study with a lot of Native Americans, and they kind of inspired me to take an herbal wisdom class. So for 6 to 8 weeks, I studied medicinal uses of herbs and things like that. And so I'm really kind of passionate about that topic, and so it was really great to kind of look at the Word of Wisdom along with kind of the Mosaic Law and compare and contrast with that. And really it's just amazing to me how like correct it is, especially, you know, for me, I've studied a lot of eating clean foods and, you know, kind of being a pescatarian. My friend that I live with is actually, she pretty much just eats fish and then vegetables and fruits, and she's really, really healthy, never gets sick, and is able to perform a lot of, she's an athlete, and it's really cool to kind of watch her because I'm definitely, I like my meat a lot, and so I think it was interesting to kind of take a step back from that and look at just eating meat very sparingly. And also another thing that kind of like stood out to me again with kind of the herbs is I think in the Word of Wisdom, I feel like Mormons kind of are scared of herbs actually. Like whenever I've had some people that kind of have judged me and been a little like skeptical because I drink herbal tea all the time. And, you know, I'm kind of explaining, I'm like, well, you know, the strong teas are what's against the Word of Wisdom, like your black teas and your green teas and your Earl Greys, your British teas, because they have lots of caffeine in them. They're not just herbs and water, which is essentially what a really good herbal tea should be. It's just pure herbs and water. And anyway, I think it's interesting because there's a lot of great health benefits and things that a lot of us, we don't even know about, that can be accessed through herbal medicine versus taking lots of harsh medications, which I think, you know, if the Word of Wisdom was even revised and looked at again, it might not just be strong drinks, but strong medications as well, that aren't really good for our bodies. And so I thought that was really interesting this week. I'm trying to think if there was anything else. I also come from like an agricultural family that does a lot of, we feed a lot of animals and stuff like that. And I thought it was really cool to see like, with grains anyway, like it kind of listed specifically what you should feed your animal, like horses should, you know, eat oats and humans wheat. And I thought that was interesting too, because a lot of the problems why so many of the meats were deemed unclean back in Leviticus was because of the sanitation process and what those animals would eat and then what we would eat, because they didn't have proper sanitation processes, especially like with like shellfish and stuff like that. It was really dangerous to be eating that kind of stuff. So I thought it was cool, you know, if you're raising your animals or if you're looking into buying meats, you should kind of almost look into what, you know, that farmer or person is particularly feeding their animals. Which again, I know I'm kind of a crazy hippie a little bit, but I think there's a lot of debate and things going on in our news and stuff about, oh, hormones and, you know, things and everything. And I think we have a tendency to kind of just like brush that aside and be like, oh, quacky people that they don't know what they're talking about. But after kind of reading the Word of Wisdom and like looking at like why all those meats were like not okay to eat, it made me kind of think about, well, maybe I should be a little bit more aware of what's going into my body and like where it's coming from. Maybe there is a little bit of some truth behind eating organically, and thinking about, is this chicken, eating good seeds and insects versus them feeding, genetically modified grains and stuff like that. Maybe that's not the best option. So yeah, anyway, just some food for thought. Thanks for watching, guys. Sorry this one was a little long, but I'm really passionate about herbs and food, so I like the topic this week. Thanks for watching.